Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to It's Never Too Late to Date. This is Flora Brown. I am a coach, an author, a radio host, and many of you already know me. But today it's not about me. It's about you and about your plans to get back in the dating game. Today my guest and friend and coach is Lisa Copeland. Let me tell you a little bit about her, and then we're going to get started. Before I go any further, it's really important for me to know that all of you can hear me. So would you please go over to the chat window or the question window and type in, "I can hear you," "Yes, I can hear you," or something like that, so that before we proceed, we don't want to get deep into this and then discover that you can't hear me. So would you let me know, each of you in the audience? I see a number of you have joined me. So are you able to hear me? I see Brenda has joined me, and Pearl has joined me. Kathy, welcome, all of you, welcome. So let me know that you can hear me. You can type that right into the chat window or into the question window. They give you two choices. I see Pearl has her hand raised, so that means yes, she can hear me. So does Brenda. Kathy, I hope you can hear me. Okay. All right, it looks like we're going to be able to start. Let me check something here. Questions? All right. Yes, Kathy can hear me too. All right, we're ready to roll. Again, this is Flora Brown from Color Your Life Published and Color Your Life Happy. It's never too late to date. 5 steps to getting back into the dating game after 50. Now today, our special guest presenter is Lisa Copeland. Let me tell you a little bit about her, although she's going to tell you more when she begins. Lisa's marriage ended after 24 years, and it ended abruptly. But she gave herself about a year to heal. When she was ready, however, to get back in the dating game, she discovered there was a lot she didn't know about dating anymore. So she decided to hire a dating coach, which was a sensible thing to do. But they seemed to all be the age of her children. So Lisa decided to figure out for herself how to have fun dating and find a quality man. Since then, Lisa has become an author, a dating coach, and a syndicated columnist, helping the 50-plus woman get back in the dating game. Today's webinar is It's Never Too Late to Date, 5 Steps to Getting Back into the Dating Game After 50. And it is my pleasure to now welcome my colleague, coach, and friend, Lisa Copeland. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Flora. Hi, everyone. Thank you. I want to welcome you also to It's Never Too Late to Date. And Flora's told you a little bit about me, but I'm going to go a little bit further because you may be asking just who am I and what inspired me to become a dating coach? Well, I have to admit I was married twice and divorced twice, and I've had a lot of relationships over the past 12 years. Some of my mistakes were so unbelievably painful and difficult for me. I wish at the time I'd had someone who could have given me dating advice that would have helped me understand both myself and men better, because I was really totally clueless back then, and that was in my 40s. Well, my first marriage, as Flora said, lasted about 24 years, and its greatest results are the loving children and now my granddaughter from our time together. We were so young when we said I do to each other, and many of the problems that existed within our relationship actually started long before our wedding day. I really didn't know any better, and I thought our issues would be corrected as a result of the love we had for each other. That was wrong. That was wrong thinking on my part. So after my divorce, I was still feeling like Mrs. First Husband, and maybe some of you have had that same feeling. So I decided to spend some time getting to know myself again before I went into the world ready to meet and date men. And during that time, I got this crazy notion in my mind about the man who would come into my life. I imagined a really loving man who was handsome and wealthy, and his only desire would be to just take care of me. I really like to call it the Prince Charming syndrome. So my next step involved finding my Prince Charming, and the only way that was going to happen was if I posted a profile to an online dating site. Well, I got to tell you that back then, online dating was kind of taboo. But if I didn't get myself online, I really wasn't going to find my Prince Charming. And my friends and their husbands really didn't know any single men to fix me up with. Their friends were married couples. Well, as an online dater, I dated a lot of men, but the first few dates turned into, not too many first dates rather, turned into second dates, and I just didn't know why. And I took every single one of those rejections so personally, and I would just sit and wonder, what the heck is wrong with me? I found I had no one to turn to for solid dating advice. So after a couple of not so great relationships, I ended up meeting my second husband at an online dating site. And when he and I met, unbelievable sparks flew between us. We were on fire with chemistry, and we really found we couldn't keep our hands off each other, which was not good. And that chemistry of lust took us to the altar within a year of meeting each other. Well, the problem was we never built a foundation of friendship, so the marriage failed. Well, the ending of my second marriage actually became a defining moment in my life because I found myself panicking. I was absolutely panicked and full of anxiety and fearful about being single again, only this time it was in my 50s. So I went looking for help. And as Flora mentioned, what I found were young coaches out there in their 20s and 30s who were giving dating advice. Well, to me, it felt like they had no idea what it would feel like for a woman over 50 with an older body who was worried about the continuing effects of gravity. You know how that is. We feel everything's dropping, and we're fearful over whether men can even accept women at this age to love. And on top of it, some of these coaches had never even been married, so there was no way they could possibly understand how it felt to get back into the dating game after not just a long marriage ended, but my short 2-year marriage ended. Well, I noticed I wasn't the only one experiencing these fears and concerns about dating with absolutely no one to turn to for answers. So I decided I was going to have to figure dating out on my own. I did a ton of research, and I began developing techniques that I call keys, so I could get out there and I could date confidently as a woman over 50. Well, the ones that worked I began using again and again, and I found myself having a great time dating quality men using all the keys I developed. My single friends began asking me what I was doing since my calendar seemed to always be full from dates with quality men. So I taught them the keys I uncovered, and they began using them, and they too began dating quality men as well. And that is when I made a commitment to dedicate the rest of my professional life to helping other single women over 50 feel good about themselves and learn how easy and fun it can be to date at this age. Oh, and to add one more piece to this story, using the same keys I share in my programs, I found, or rather he found me, this wonderful man who absolutely loves and cherishes me. In fact, I'm on Eastern time, and when we're done with this webinar, he's bringing me dinner. It's so nice. I feel so blessed. And this is the kind of happiness I want you to have too. And I'm going to teach as much as I can to you in the time allotted. And I promise you that I'm going to show you how you can get this kind of happiness like I have in a relationship with a quality man too. So Who is this presentation for? Well, this presentation's for you if you're a single woman over 50 who's tired of being lonely or a third wheel with her married friends. If you've never been married, you belong here. If you've been divorced, maybe you're widowed, or you might be in a dating rut and just not sure how to get out. You're open to dating, but you realize that dating rules have changed and you're not sure what to do to start over again at this stage. And you'd like to find a quality man to share your life with, but you're not sure of the best way to go about it. And if you're having a hard time finding a quality man to date, well, congratulations for being here, because so many women get frustrated with dating because they don't have the right tools and techniques when situations get tough. So they quit. They absolutely quit dating. But you're not going to now, because you're going to discover 5 steps for getting back into the dating game. Here's what we're going to cover. Step 1 is feeling good about dating again. That's about your confidence. That's a huge thing when we have to date in our 50s. Step 2 is going to be figuring out the right men to date. Step 3 will be discovering the ways to find quality men in the real world, because so many people don't want to go online. Step 4 is, are there really quality men online, and how do you find them? And step 5 is learning the secrets for dating quality men. I interviewed a lot of men about dating and how they felt about dating, and I'm going to share that with you. So welcome to It's Never Too Late to Date, the 5 steps to getting back into the dating game after 50. So step 1 is about feeling good about dating. The biggest thing about dating again in your 50s is you need to find your confidence again. You need to feel good about you, because surprisingly, the #1 quality men look for in women is the confidence you have. So how do you do that? How do you get that confidence? Well, as Flora can tell you, because she did this with me, didn't you, Flora? You creating an inner glow.
That's right.
We're in long relationships, and usually when we're in these relationships, we become Mrs. Husband. You know, our likes and our dislikes are our husbands, because we had to do a lot of compromising so the two of us became one and could get along. But in the process, you forgot who you are. You forgot probably what you did like and dislike, because you had to mesh as one to live together. Well, now it's time to find you again. And the way you're going to do that is you make a list of 10 to 20 qualities you love about you. Not what your husband loved about you, not what an ex-partner may have loved about you, but what you love about you. It can be qualities like you have beautiful eyes, you have a wonderful laugh, you have an open heart, but you want to make a list of 10 to 20 or even more qualities so you remember the essence of who you are. And you need to know how wonderful you are so you feel confident dating again. And I want you to be aware of something. We often focus on our flaws. And this is called negative programming, when we focus on our flaws. And you want to turn this into positive programming for yourself. So the way you do this is when you say one negative thing about yourself, pull that list out and take 3 of those lists and tell them to yourself right away. That way you're turning around the programming. Because if we want someone to love us, we need to love ourselves first. Sorry about that. We're getting there. So the beginning part of my quality attraction home study system is about finding the real you again. So let me share this testimony from one of my clients in London, England. She put it this way: so often when we are thinking of dating, we automatically write ourselves off and assume men won't be attracted to us. But after the first section of the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System, where I really take a good look at my positive qualities, by the end of it, I was thinking, my God, why wouldn't a man want to go out with me? I'm amazing. It's that change of mindset that really helped me get ready to date. And I think, Flora, you can say the same thing, can't
Yes,
you?
I can. Absolutely. I get
Creating,
comments from men and women about that inner glow. People can see it.
it's a really important thing, and it is
Yes.
something men are attracted to. So the second part about feeling good about dating is creating an outer glow, because you need that to match your inner glow. And you know, we're in long marriages, and our outside appearance is just not so great anymore usually because we stop caring. You know, we already have the guy. We don't have to impress him. We start going without makeup. We wear comfy clothes like our favorite sweatpants, and we, as Flora's laughing, and we can start looking pretty frumpy. So we might be in need of some dating updating. So I suggest you get a daughter-in-law, or a trusted friend who's going to be honest with you, to take a good look at your hair, your makeup, and your clothes to see if you're a candidate for updating. I know for me, in my first marriage, I had this uniform I wore. I had a closet full of jeans and black T-shirts. Flora's heard this story. I had black T-shirts like zillions, collars, no collars. I thought I looked great. They came from expensive department stores or expensive specialty stores. They were not dating clothes. And you really need dating clothes when you're going to date, which Flora can also tell you. She had a good time going out and buying some, didn't you?
I have some new skirts. I haven't worn skirts in ages.
That's right. So you do need dating clothes, and these are going to be clothes that were probably different than when you were married. And by the way, toss out any clothes that your ex loved, because you don't need to be in clothes that he thought were great. So how do you go about updating your look? Well, good ways to do that are look at magazines. Oprah is for women over 50, and watch What Not to Wear. I love seeing Stacey and Clinton. Get a personal shopper. The department stores don't charge for that. Get a wardrobe stylist, and get yourself shopping till you drop, because you need to find 3 dating outfits, one for coffee, one for lunch, and one for dinner. You don't want to be rummaging in your closets before you go on a date. It's very, very stressful. I remember doing that. You want to feel good, so you need to plan in advance what you're going to wear. Because when you go to meet that man, you want to feel like $1,000,000 on this date. Because if you don't feel good about you, why should he feel good about you? I want to mention to you that if you want to know more about confidence boosting, I do have this confidence booster interview series where I interviewed 3 authorities in depth on feeling great again after 50, and you can check this out at www.findaqualityman.com/products. Oh, Flora,
Yes.
let me stop here for 1 second. Does the GoWebinar have something on the line that keeps banging like a drum?
Not that I know of, but it's possible.
Okay.
Not to worry. Not to worry.
Maybe no one else hears it.
That's true.
Okay. So we're going to move to step 2, and that is figuring out the right men to date as a woman over 50. I mean, do you worry sometimes about being able to find a quality man to date and to be in a relationship with? Well, so many women ask me, are there any good men out there to even date anymore? And I got to tell you, I'm a law of attraction kind of girl, so I truly believe we are what we believe. So if you believe that there's no good men out there, you're going to end up viewing most men you date as not good, and you're always going to be finding something wrong with him. And sometimes this happens because we have certain expectations of what a quality man must have. For example, we think a man has to be hot versus not. This is back from the days of high school when we wanted the football captain or the cutest guy around. And the thing is, the guy that's really handsome may not be the best boyfriend for you, whereas a guy who's a little more average may be absolutely great for you. Another expectation you might have is to think about is about money. A lot of us think that a man has to have a lot of money to be a quality man. Well, I want to tell you there's a lot of great men out there who may not be able to finance your lifestyle, but are really great, okay or great financially, and they are self-sufficient men who would do anything for you and would make great partners in a relationship. The biggest problem with so many expectations of a man is that they become setups for you to fail, because there might be really great guys sitting right in front of you and you miss them because of these expectations you have. So when you have a chance tonight, take a look and see if you have any dating expectations, and see if you're willing to date in what I call out-of-the-box dating. And what out-of-the-box dating is being open to dating someone like an average guy versus a hot guy, dating a man who lives in a different part of the city, or maybe a bit older or younger than you originally planned. If you can change and do a little bit of out-of-the-box dating, you're going to be able to date more quality men. And a great guy really is out there just waiting for you to find him. All you're going to have to do is figure out who he is and where he is, which we'll talk a little more about. So I also want to ask if you have a tendency to date the same type of man. Most of us do. Most of us have a pattern of choosing one type of man. For me, I chose a man of a certain religion. He was slightly arrogant. He was very intelligent. And I chose that same man again and again and again, even though it was a huge failure for me. And the reason I chose him was because he felt safe and comfortable for me. But that doesn't mean that that pattern you've been choosing is good for you. And another interesting thing that happens is, believe it or not, because we choose patterns again and again, we often choose our ex-husband, just in different clothes. Yes, yes, we do. So in my 40s, when I went online for the first time, at that time, anyone could look at your profile. You didn't have to have a profile for them to look. So my ex called me up, that was my first husband, and he said, "Oh, Lisa, I just read your profile. It sounds like you're looking for me." Well, I was really shocked by that, but I was, because it was safe and comfortable for me. And if you think about some of your divorced friends, and you look at who they choose, you often think, oh my God, they just chose the same person that they just got rid of. So it's really important to work out your issues so that you can start making different choices in relationships. So the man that I showed you a picture of and told you is bringing me dinner when I'm done, he's very different. I went way out of the box and way out of my comfort zone when I started dating him. He was, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. Nope, there we are. He was way out of my comfort zone. He's a different religion than I normally chose. He was not arrogant, which was actually very nice. Very intelligent. He's very scientific, and he's very left brain. I'm very right brain, and he's 11 years older than me. And that was a huge change for me. I'd always dated younger men. But I'd worked out my issues, so I broke my old patterns of choosing the kind I used to choose, and this is out-of-the-box dating. But what ended up happening was I'm actually in the happiest relationship I've ever been in my life. And if I hadn't worked my issues out and been willing to try something different, I'd have probably chosen the same type of man with the same not-so-great results. So here's an example of that. SD from Illinois says, Lisa's approach in the home study system was fabulous at helping me redirect my focus on the types of men I chose to date. Because after just one simple change of focus, the floodgates opened up, and I had more dates than I knew what to do with. I was having so much fun, and when I least expected it, a great man came into my life. So the best thing you could do for yourself is start to feel good about yourself. Build your confidence, because then you're going to attract a man who also feels good about himself, and that equals a healthier relationship. The next thing in figuring out the right man to date is the qualities he has. At this point, do you know who you're looking for? Do you know at this time what he has to have? A really good way to start is by coming up with 2 lists. The first one is a deal breaker, and that's what you can and can't live without, such as he must be a non-smoker, or he must be a smoker if you're a smoker. He must love dogs, or family is a priority. Sometimes we state them in a negative way, such as no overweight, unhealthy men allowed. Well, again, being a law of attraction kind of girl, I do believe what we focus on is what we get, so we would get an overweight, unhealthy man versus saying, my deal breaker is the man needs to be healthy, mind, body, and soul. And the thing you also need to do is prioritize your list and make sure you have close to 100% on it. You decide how many of those deal breakers you have to have. But be realistic. Don't choose like 100 deal breakers. The other thing you want to do is you want to have a wish list. And a wish list is things like he loves to travel, he loves fine dining, he loves movies, it might be how he looks or activities you like to do, the children he has. You want to be flexible here too, and keep the number of wishes within reason, such as 30, no more than 30, and especially not 100. So I want to read this paragraph to you. I am strong because I know my weaknesses. I am beautiful because I am aware of my flaws. I am fearless because I learned to recognize illusion from reality, and I am wise because I learn from my mistakes. This is such a great summary of the first 2 steps of creating your inner and outer glow, of cleaning up your past and changing your patterns with men so you choose more wisely in the future. So the third step for how to find a quality man is how to find a quality man in the real world. Do you want to find a man in what's called now the organic way, which means not online? Do you know how to go about it and how to get noticed by a quality man? Well, let me tell you something. Men are everywhere in the real world. You just have to open your eyes. It's kind of like, you know how you buy a new car, you've never really seen these cars on the road before, and then all of a sudden you bought the car, you never saw it before, but that's the only car you see now. Well, it's the same way with men. Once you know the kind of man you want, you're going to start seeing this type of man. And your qualities list is going to help you. So I want to give you this huge man tip, because most of us don't realize this, but men are super insecure when it comes to dating. In fact, you need to let a man know you're interested in him so he feels safe approaching you. And how do you do this? Well, you want to make eye contact with him. Like if you're walking on the street and you're passing a man, start looking a man in the eyes and smiling, whether he's young, old, your age, whatever. It's really awkward at first, and it takes a lot of practice, but it helps you get the attention of quality men. Also, start conversations with men wherever you are, whether they're married or single. It's great practice. And a big thing is take advantage of a man's DNA wiring of wanting to help a woman. For example, if you're at the gas pump, say, hey, nice car, what is that? Or isn't the price of gas outrageous? Because most people will start talking about that. Or do you remember when it was under $1 a gallon? That's kind of sad. We do remember that. Or if you're sitting next to a man at a restaurant, you can always lean over and say, that looks great, what is it? Or have you eaten here before? Or what's good on the menu? That plugs right into his DNA needing to help you. Another thing is go to Home Depot. Oh my God, men are there getting ready to fix things, and go up to a man and say, which paint do you think is best? You know, play the a real feminine woman and have a tool in your hand and say, which tool works best? And this really plays into men, and women have met men this way. So then you want to make a list. The next thing you want to do is you want to make a list of where you think men you'd like to hang out with would be. And here's 5 interesting places to meet men. The first is a dog park, because people that have dogs are really friendly. If you don't have a dog, borrow a dog and get yourself to a dog park, because everyone a lot of people take their dogs there. The next thing is to go to wine tastings. This is an easy activity to do alone. You don't have to be with someone. And you're going to meet interesting people there. And I know places like Whole Foods and some of the grocery stores, at least where I live, as well as restaurants, definitely have wine tastings. Another great place is the casino. Casinos are popping up everywhere these days. So sit at a bar, go with a friend, sit at a bar. When a man comes in, appeal to that DNA help again and say, I don't know how to play roulette, or can you teach me, or whatever. Or be near a table and ask a guy, or a slot machine and ask a guy for help. They love to help. Men love to help. Another place you can go is on a boomer vacation. In fact, a lot of cruises, a lot of agencies are starting to gear towards women and men over 50. And I do know of someone that met someone on a vacation they went on. And a really crazy one to go to, but men are there, is the car wash. This has to be the kind of car wash you get out of your car. And I would go like after work, because that's when men go. And especially in the winter, if you live in snow like I do, men can't stand their cars being dirty. So they're always at the car wash. So, and wherever you are, I want you to remember to keep talking to men. I don't care how old they are, just keep talking to them, because it's super great practice for you. So I want to stop a moment and read what Chris of Northfield, Ohio said. When I ended my relationship with a man I'd been seeing for a couple of years, I really believed I was done with dating. I found the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System and began using it to heal my heart again. I found it really worked by helping me get back out in the real world instead of going online to date men. I am so much healthier and happier now, and I'm having fun meeting all kinds of really wonderful men. So we're going to move to the 4th step after I take a drink of water from doing all this talking. But pretty soon you're going to be able to talk and ask questions too. So the 4th step is getting back into the dating game is the question, are there really quality men online, and how do you find them? Well, I want you to start thinking of online dating as a virtual cocktail party. You're the hostess, so you need to ask yourself, who do you want to invite to your party? So that means figuring out which online dating sites work best for you. I always say make a list of the activities you like to do and start to look for niche sites. And these are like people that love dogs, or people that love wine, the same things as before, or people that love horses, or people that are farmers. These are called niche sites, and if you put an activity in with dating, a dating site after it, you're likely to find them. The other thing, there are the major paid sites and major free sites. The paid sites are places like Match.com, eHarmony, Chemistry, SeniorPeople.meet, Our Time, and you can always get on these sites for free. The thing is, you have to fill out some type of basic profile. You don't have to put a picture up, and you can look for men you like. You may have to take some tests before you do any of this, like on eHarmony and Chemistry, and even Plenty of Fish. But for some of the basic sites, all you have to do is put a minimal profile up. And it's a great way to look and see what kind of men are on the sites. Flora, you just did this.
Yes.
And she got to see who was on what. It was interesting?
Yes. Yeah, you start to get a sense of what you're talking about, just from the pictures, and also it helped me to think about what pictures I'm putting up there based on what they put up. You know, some of their pictures were too dark or they were too far away. You couldn't even make them out. So that gave me the hint that I needed to make sure my pictures were more representative, you know, of what the way I really
Right.
look.
And we're going to talk about that in a second too. Um, Also, there are free sites like Plenty of Fish and OkCupid. And I got to tell you, my second husband I met at a paid online site, and the man I'm with now I met on Plenty of Fish.
Mhm.
And you're going to find some men on a lot of sites. Don't think of them as a loser. Some people would think, oh, loser, but no, they're not. They're actually quite serious about finding a relationship. Men really want a relationship because they miss that emotional connection with a woman. And one other little tip here is do yourself a favor and write your passwords and screen names down somewhere, because if you stop dating and because you're in a relationship, and if you go back, it's really hard to retrieve those. So write them down if you have a chance. So I want to give you some tips for dating success online. First of all, you need to really seriously invest time in it, like 20 to 30 minutes a day, which is really not a lot in the bigger scope of things. But just like with anything, if you were job hunting, you would invest time in that every day. And for dating, if you really want to find a quality man again, you need to invest time doing this. You want to post, as Flora just talked about, a really flattering and current picture. Make sure you're the main focus. And God, do not do what I did in my 40s. I posted a picture with my dad because it was the only picture. It was the only picture I had that was decent of me. So people were constantly asking me, "Is that your ex-husband?" And I'm sure it turned a lot of men off, because you're going to see when you go on those sites, a lot of men cut women out of pictures or post pictures with their daughters, but you're not sure if those are their daughters or their old girlfriends. You know, you just can't tell. So post a picture by yourself. Don't do what I did. I'm telling you, I made all the mistakes for you so that you don't have to repeat them. And it won't take you 10 years or 12 years to find a great guy. Okay, your profile should be really short, fun, and flirty. The reason is because the purpose of a profile is really just to meet and greet. It's not to decide if this man is the one you want to be with forever. So at the end of a profile, I'm going to show you a profile in a second here, but at the end of a profile, you need to do something to engage the man to get him to write you back. And like I said, save details for later. That's for when you get to know someone. And here's a really good profile. The title's catchy, looking for someone special, feeling young of both heart and mind, and looking for someone who feels the same. With my children grown, this time in my life is now my time, and I want to enjoy spending it with that special someone. I enjoy the outdoors, long walks in the park, picnics, beaches, and riding bikes. I like candlelight dinners and spending time with friends. I hope to be able to experience new things, travel, and share quiet times. If you feel the same way, drop a line and we can chat. And the reason this is such a good profile is it gave a man an idea of our interests, and he could paint a picture of himself inside of that, whether it was riding bikes, going on a picnic. We can imagine that in our heads. And at the end, she engaged him by saying, if you feel the same way, drop a line and we can chat. You always want to ask them to write you in that kind of way. So, or it could have been, if you like bike rides, you know, write me. It could be, or do you like bike rides? You know, any kind of question or something to engage. But keep it short and sweet like she did, and you'll notice there's not too many details. You want to save details for when you meet. And try and have a lot of fun. It takes time to find Mr. Right, and trust me, you may have to kiss a few frogs, but if you keep at it with these tools I'm giving you and that you're going to learn more about, you can find a quality man. Like I said, I found 2 wonderful men online. Even my second husband was fine. We just didn't have a friendship, but he was a good guy too. And I think just keep at it, keep going. Don't get too discouraged. Here's a really another testimonial about online dating. My husband died over 2.5 years ago, and I've not dated for over 30 years. The ideal terrified me. I wanted to be in a supportive, loving relationship, but I didn't know how or where to begin. Working with Lisa's Quality Man Attraction Home Study System, I started the dating process through online dating, and I ended up attracting very nice men right away using her online profile suggestions. I'm definitely moving in the right direction towards the loving relationship I desire. I could not have done this without the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System. So I hope that you've enjoyed what you've learned so far, and I told you in the beginning I was going to help you find happiness with a man like I have, so you can go from single to your soulmate. And you're going to want to stay with us all the way till the end, because there's also a special time-sensitive bonus that I created for this group, and I'm going to give that information to you at the end of this webinar. So, and we're also going to finish the last step, the 5th step to getting back into dating, and that's about men, so you understand men better, as well as answering your dating questions. But first, I want to ask you a few questions about dating. So here we go. As a woman over 50, are you feeling lonely? Would you love to find a companion to share your life with? Are you afraid of getting your heart broken again? Would you like to find a man who's compatible with you? Do you wonder if men still want you at this age? Do you wonder what kind of men are out there and will they accept you at this age? Do you wonder where you can meet quality men? Do you worry about what intimacy will be like with a new man? Does online dating feel like too much work for you? And do you believe that no one is out there for you? Well, one of the biggest reasons women quit dating is they don't have the tools to cope with dating challenges when they come up. But you don't have to be one of those women. In fact, you can succeed with dating like I did when I used the right dating tools and skills to get this great man that I'm with. But how do you get the right tools and skills to find and date a quality man? Well, you happen to be in luck, because dating no longer has to be complicated. In fact, you can get solutions, as the testimonials you've seen, to a lot of your dating fears and challenges with the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System. This system is going to show you exactly what to start doing when it comes to dating and stop doing when it comes to dating, and how to attract all the quality men you want, no matter how long you've been dating. It's so easy, and nowhere else will you find it as simple to put all the necessary elements in place in clear language and very specific assignments. Excuse me 1 second again. So this is the Quality Man, a picture of the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System. It contains the complete Quality Man Attraction, it contains the complete system, and that system would be shipped to you immediately. So if you lived in the United States, you'd receive your physical package within 2 weeks. And as a special bonus, because I didn't want you to have to wait to get started finding a quality man, so even though you'll be getting a hard copy of the manual for you to write in and take notes, you'll also be able to download a color copy of the 170-page manual along with your bonuses right away, so you can get started on your new dating journey while waiting for your system to arrive. And what are these bonuses? Well, I created an article collection of It's Never Too Late to Date, How to Find Quality Man After 50 article collection. I hand-picked these. They're some of my best quality man attraction articles and special findings for you, and they're chock full of secrets for attracting a quality man that will be yours as part of this home study system. And bonus number 2 is about, we don't usually feel sexy again after 50, but we can. And one of our biggest dating fears is whether we'll appeal to men at this time in our life. And men do think we are sexy at this time. We just have to be the ones to get that sensual feeling within us going again. And I spoke with relationship coach Janelle Alex of Inward Oasis, and she's going to fill you in on the secrets you'll want for finding your dating sex appeal again. Plus, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to tell you how you can get this special time-sensitive bonus created just for this group. So in the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System, I'm going to reveal to you these 10 steps for finding and attracting quality men into your life. Step number 1 is what you need to do to be totally irresistible to a quality man. Number 2 is the best types of quality men you'll want to date and how to connect with them to get the relationship you want. Number 3 is you'll discover the types of dating patterns that are holding you back from finding a quality man that I briefly covered tonight. Number 4 is you're going to come to understand what dating to date versus dating to mate is. It's really important. What don't you think, Flora?
Yes, that was one of the turning points for me.
It's a really good thing.
Yes.
You're also going to discover the real quality man you want and how to get him. You're going to discover how to successfully find and date quality men in the real world, the best dating sites for meeting the quality men you want to date. You'll discover and find the quality man of your dreams online, how you can find him, what you still need to know about dating but we're afraid to ask. And these are questions that most of us don't know who to turn to. And it's questions about things like the right time for sex, who pays for what, and what the chemistry that I talked about is really about, and what the right chemistry is that you should have. And the 10th step is you'll get an even deeper understanding of the men you want to date. So let me tell you, congratulations, because once you put these steps in place, you are so on your way to getting all the quality men you'll ever want vying for your attention, and you'll never have to worry about feeling alone and lonely ever again. It's so simple, especially when someone shows you exactly how. Well, what kind of results can you expect using the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System? Well, you can expect to tweak this one thing to increase your appeal factor to a quality man. And I attracted more quality men by doing this one thing, and so can you. You can implement a series of effortless dating strategies that are going to finally get you noticed by quality men as the quality woman you really are. And you're going to get noticed more, and you're going to have more dates as a result of this. You'll set up a dating plan so more quality men can find you and want to meet you, and you'll keep getting results using it while you're dating. You're going to use this simple online dating template to create a conversation with your ideal quality man. You're going to stop hiding behind your computer or the phone and consistently meet and speak with quality men, even if you're shy. And fish where the fish are. Stop fishing in the wrong pond for quality men. Take my Works Every Time process for getting a man from the email process to the date without feeling icky during the process. Actually, I'll teach you exactly what to do and what not to do with a quality man you want to date. Use this method to a T, and you'll get second dates far more often than your friends do. And the feast or famine of dating men that you may be experiencing or experienced in the past. This one tip is going to have you dating quality men all the time with very little effort on your part. And get proven techniques that you can apply right now to reinvent yourself into the type of confident woman men feel attracted to. Implement systems so you can consistently find and date quality men and can finally stop struggling to get good dates for good. So let me ask you, how does that feel? Pretty good, right?
Sounds
well,
great.
these results, oh yeah, you've already gotten some of these results because Flora does personal coaching, one-on-one coaching with me. So these results, and you can get these results on your own with the Quality Man Attraction System too. And these results plus more are exactly the results you've been looking for, and it's all in this system. And you might be asking, how quickly can I expect results? Well, obviously, this is going to depend upon how much time and effort you're willing to put into the assignments in the home study system, because the key is implementation, and this system was created to make it super easy to implement. And that's why you'll see dozens and dozens of examples of scripts and templates and formulas that you can directly apply to your dating life to start seeing results immediately. So it would only be fair to ask, does this really work? Does this system really work? And I would tell you, and Flora can tell you because she's
Yes.
done a lot of these things,
Yes.
yes, so a resounding yes. The results of your implementing the tools in the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System is an approach to dating quality men. And with your dedication, it works consistently to attract all the quality men you want. As you've seen this over and over again in the client testimonials I've read to you. But let's go, since you've heard those, let's also go to the reviews from experts who have read the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System and recommended this system to their clients. Lisa Copeland's home study system is a must-do for all women over 50 who want to find that quality man. Her system presents the insights and the step-by-step keys for finding a quality man in a realistic, practical, and fun manner. As a life coach, I always recommend the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System to all my clients who are ready to date again. It helps them know what to expect and what not to expect, as it gently eases them back into dating. I highly recommend this wonderful insight and much-needed program for women over 50 who have dating on their mind. Gretchen Fox, certified life coach and spiritual healer. Lisa Copeland has developed the perfect guidebook with her Quality Man Attraction Home Study System to help women uncover all the mysteries to dating after 50. If you want to avoid the pain of floundering through starting to date again, you owe it to yourself to get this. Lisa will hold your hand through the process with grace, inspiration, and humor. And that was even from a man. So Jeff Herring, family therapist, Atlanta, Georgia, because I don't believe in male bashing. There's great men out there. Okay, and the last one is there is a great deal of information on the internet, in magazines, and in various other media about dating. Yet there is very little useful information available for women over 50 looking for their life partner. Lisa Copeland has developed an excellent program called the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System. It's a great program that assists any woman over 50 to gain the confidence to go for exactly what she wants and to not settle for less than she deserves. Lisa's unique ability to share her personal experiences of dating in her 50s provides many insights into what to do and what to avoid. If you're a woman over 50 searching for valuable assistance and skills to support you in choosing wisely in the romantic arena, Lisa Copeland's home study system is the perfect companion to take you there. Maeve Crawford, Manchester, England, the Soulmate Catalyst. So at this point, you're probably saying, okay, Lisa, I'm convinced, I know this is for me, and I want it. So what's my small investment to swipe your dating knowledge, 12 years of it, and get dates with quality men right away? Well, because it works so well, I'm sure you can guess I'm not giving it away. Now, when I tried to price this home study system, I thought about the extreme value you're going to get. And it boiled down to just one question I want to ask you. And this is the question. What's dating one great quality man worth to you? Just one. Based on the success stories you've seen, most women start dating quality men within a few days or weeks. So knowing you'll most likely get great quality men to date if you implement it all quickly, can you just imagine what will you do this year with your social calendar full of dates with great guys? Where would you like to go with your special man? What kinds of events would you like to be seen at with this new guy? What kind of happiness could you share with a new partner, finally? But let's say we price this new life-changing program on one new quality man in your life. What would the value of ending loneliness in your life be? $1,000 to $5,000? Well, if it were priced at this, it would still be a no-brainer because the program to bring a quality man into your life can start working so quickly. Here's the deal though. This is my life's work, and I want to be of service to as many women over 50 as I humanly can be, and that means you too. Whereby my private coaching program is an investment in the thousands of dollars total. The Quality Man Attraction Home Study System was created so you can do it on your own, at your own pace, in a really affordable way. Remember what I said about wanting to spread the word big time, that it doesn't have to be so difficult to get dates with quality men? I'm tired of seeing wonderful women banging their heads against the wall out of sheer frustration when it comes to dating, so I've chosen to make it easy for you to afford this system. Instead of charging the cost of my regular coaching programs, I'm making this entire Quality Man Attraction package available at the outstanding price of only $297. And you can even take me up on my 5 Easy Pay installment plans, which is only $60 a month, less than $2 a day. You can order your Quality Man Attraction Home Study System right now at http://www.findaqualityman.com/Flora Brown/, and that's going to keep appearing on these slides so you can capture it. Not only do you not have to pay it all right away, but at that rate, one great quality man in your life will be worth it. Just one quality man. And of course, you'll have the home study system to keep and use whenever you need it for the rest of your dating life. Yep, I know I'm not charging enough for all you get and the results you'll get, but I wanted this to be a no-brainer for you. I care, and you'll get to know that about me. This offer, though, is only guaranteed for a limited time, so pick it up at this special price today before it goes up. Your quality, and I want you to know now what your system actually includes. There's a 170-page manual that's never too late to date, How to Find a Quality Man After 50, in both the immediate downloadable version, which I mentioned to you, so you can start as soon as this webinar ends, finding a quality man of your own, and you can end that loneliness. Plus, it's going to be shipped to you in hard copy, so you can make a lot of notes about the strategies you're going to want to use. In addition, your package will include a 68-page companion workbook, shipped to you as a hard copy filled with worksheets, templates, scripts, and letters to enhance your dating experience. And if you are not a reader, the CDs have been read of the 178-page manual that's going to get shipped to you so you can listen to in your car while you're driving or on your iPod when you're on the go. And your downloadable 170-page manual and bonuses that you'll get right away, so you'll have plenty to work on until this package arrives. And remember to stay with us so you can get exclusive information about a special bonus only for this group at the end of this webinar, because nowhere else will you find it as easy to put all these necessary elements in place in clear language and very specific assignments. My clients have actually repeatedly told me that my unique ability is to take huge amounts of overwhelming information and put it together in easy-to-follow, logical, and chronological steps. So, are you ready to get started? Attracting all the quality men you want quickly and consistently, which is great. It's an outstanding investment of only $297, and you can go to that link to get it. But let's say you're still not sure, and let's say you're still not sure. Get your hands on it now and make up your mind anytime over the next 60 days, because I stand 100% behind the information I'm offering you. So if you ever decide you didn't get results from implementing this system, just return it and ask for your money back anytime over the next 60 days.
Wow.
So are you ready? Your Quality Man Attraction Home Study System and bonuses are waiting for you. So now's the time. Grab this program and get going. Start today and get it at http www.findaqualityman.com/Flora Brown /. And one last thing. I want you to close your eyes for a minute, and I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now. Are you still exactly where you are now? Or are you attracting, or do you have a quality man in your life? The choice is yours. A year from now, you'll wish you'd started today. And this offer is only guaranteed for a limited time, so be sure to lock in that special pricing. And remember, you're making this purchase at no risk, so grab it while you can at this price, because you've got nothing to lose. So go reserve your own copy right now at that link that's showing below. And now we're going to get back to the fifth and the last step, and we'll get your questions, and I'll tell you about that special bonus. So, oh, look at all these things. All right. So the secrets for dating quality men. Do you find men sometimes hard to understand? Well, I'm going to give you some insights in them tonight. I want to tell you, first of all, men are not looking for a perfect woman. Just like us, they do have ideals of what they think a perfect woman is for them, but it's not a perfect woman, and it's not a Barbie doll. Men, in fact, Flora and I were talking about this before we started. Men do not analyze everything like we do. Everything is pretty straightforward and simple. So a really good tip for you to remember is, if a man is dating you, he likes the whole you, not your pieces and parts. So don't point out your flaws to him, because a man likes to feel good about having chosen you, and you don't want to undermine that. So don't point them out. Another thing is secret number 2 is pay attention to a man. Stop multitasking when you're talking to him. I want to tell you an interesting story that I love, that this man told me about a date he went on. It really kind of floored me, but I guess it happens a lot. This man met this woman online, and they set the date up to meet at a restaurant. And she got there before he did. They were both on time, but she actually was early. And she was on her cell phone when he got there, and he was okay with that, because, you know, we all are on our cell phones until someone shows up. It's great entertainment for us. And they talked a couple of minutes, and next thing he knows, she's pulling her cell phone out again, and she starts texting friends while they're having a dinner. Well, she stopped again and started again, and this just kept happening right through the entree. So he kind of lost his appetite, and he decided, I can't do this. So really, he'd eaten about half his meal. He got up, he excused himself, and as if he was going to the restroom, and he ended up finding the waiter, paying the bill, and leaving, because men don't like competing for your attention. So no multitasking, like no emptying the dishwasher, writing things, doing all kinds of things while talking. They really do catch on to it. You'd be surprised. And they really do want to know that you care and are interested in them. This is a huge thing, and this is a huge reason women don't get second dates, is a man thinks you're not interested. Another interesting thing about men is they really do want to please you, and they'll do just about anything to please you. But if a man is not in this mode and he expects you to always please him, this is a huge red flag. Something's broken in him, and leave him by the wayside and move on. Also, we as women are huge overgivers. Beware of overgiving to men. In fact, do not give more than a man does. Give a little bit less, and it's pretty hard for us to do. It's pretty hard for us to do. The next thing is, don't tell a man what to do. I know with the man I'm with now, I forget, because I'm a really independent, strong woman, and I forget. Flora and I have talked about this in the past too, and he'll remind me sweetly, honey, why don't you let me be the man? So be really aware of that. They don't want to be told what to do. So he really does want to be the man. And, you know, remember to feed into that DNA of helping you too. And another huge thing is, they don't want to be criticized by us. one man told me a story of how he sat down and the woman started in on his clothing and his hair and everything about him, and they don't want that. Maybe over time, if you don't like his clothes, you know, you can get him to change it, but in the beginning, not a good thing to do. And then another thing men absolutely need is appreciation from you. They want to be appreciated. And I know I get irritated when I have to thank a man for emptying the dishwasher, but honey, if they empty the dishwasher, pretend that they're God, that they came back and you're thank you, because they need that. They want to be appreciated because to them, if you don't appreciate them, they are not going to do any more for you. And lastly, be open to accepting compliments from men. We as women have a real hard time with that, and it's really important. If they compliment you, remember appreciation and just say thank you, because it's truly a wonderful gift that they're giving you. So now it's time for questions and answers. If anyone has any questions they'd like answered. I'll turn that over to you, Flora.
I have one question. One of the challenges I have is writing the profile. Will your course help me with writing a good profile? I know you gave an example, but will you be able to help more with that?
Yes, I do. The course has a whole section on profiles, and also in my personal coaching programs, we go into depth together with about the profile, as Flora can tell you, because we did that just recently. But in this program, I go into real depth about what you're supposed to do and not do, how to write a profile. I give you lots of examples, and I show you what's right and wrong about writing a profile and which ones get a guy to notice you for sure, which ones pop out, because the key and all the secrets for getting your profile to pop too, because you know, you're on there with a lot of other people and you want a man to notice you.
Sure. Oh, another question is about what to talk about on the first date. Will your program help give some ideas? It's interesting that, you know, especially professional women, we don't have a problem in talking normally, but on that first date, do you give us some tips about what to talk about, maybe what not to talk about?
That is totally in that system as well, how to talk with the man, what you want to talk about, and also how to get that first date into a second date, which a lot of women struggle with, which I mentioned to you in the beginning. In my 40s, I struggled with because I didn't know what I was doing. And yes, this Quality Man Attraction Home Study System will help you get all of that information, and you'll know how to talk to a man by the time you're done.
Okay. I have another question. You said earlier that we need to go outside the box and go for a different type of man. But what about chemistry? If I go for someone not my type, I won't be attracted to them.
That's a really good question. And you'll learn about chemistry in this system too, and what chemistry you want to have and what you don't want to have, which is the one you don't want to have is that intense chemistry. And I will give you just this little hint, and that is chemistry may not happen the first time. It may take you some time to develop chemistry. And I go into way more depth in this home study system, because this is important, that you know, you don't rely on just chemistry and that you allow it to evolve over time.
I think, Lisa, this is where you're saying about date to date and not to mate comes in, because if you approach dating as having fun and just enjoying that person for that date or enjoying your time together, you don't put so much pressure on yourself or on him for chemistry and fireworks to take place right away. And you know, if you enjoy that person on that date or doing whatever you like to do together, and you have a second date and a third date, then chemistry may evolve. So I think sometimes we think chemistry has to be like fireworks and has to pop the first time we're with the person.
Right, and in fact, this wonderful man who I keep telling you about, the first 3 dates we had together, I would roll my eyes, when I wasn't looking at them and think, what am I doing here? Because I was so out of my comfort zone. But on that fourth date, he reached across the table, touched my face, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, then the sparks flew. And that's part of the good chemistry. And you'll learn more about chemistry and this dating to date and why it's so important for women our age too, to date, not to mate, and how much happier you'll be. And you can get that too in the Quality Man Attraction Home Study System.
I have another question. I find so many men over 50 are either overweight or have a lot of health problems. I'm a little afraid of taking on someone's health issues. What's your experience with older men?
Well, as I mentioned, I date a man who's 11 years older than I am. And that was a scary thing for me to think about because I'm 56 and he is 68. It's hard, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to be 70, but 70's young. And he's had some different health issues, but overall, he's healthy. I think it depends on how unhealthy the man is. If he's has everything wrong with him, well, maybe you don't want to get involved with him. But some pretty unhealthy people live some pretty long lives, and I would really base it more. And again, it goes back to dating to date, not to mate, and that's totally covered in this system because it won't be so important if they have health issues. I mean, you're not necessarily marrying every guy you ever date.
Right, right. I think that it depends on what we call health issues too, because most of us have some kind of health issues or on some kind of medication, and I think that just depends on if it's manageable and what it is. So that's going to vary from woman to woman, but certainly we have to date and get to know somebody over a little period of time before we have to worry about those issues, because I don't think, as you pointed out, one of the big problems we have is trying to figure all of that out on the first date or even in the profile.
Right, and that's not,
figure all that out from the beginning.
Right, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And definitely a little hint on there for online dating is online dating is very one-dimensional, and men who we think look only okay online can actually grow on us. Haven't you ever had a guy you looked at and you thought, oh my God, he's not that cute, and then 5 months later you think, oh, he's so cute, because you know his personality. Well, you know his personality, and you can't quite get that all the time online, so it is good to give people a chance.
Yes, yes.
Keep going. And date to date.
Date to date, that was the turning point for me. This has been great. We have come to the end. Actually, we've run over a little bit, so you may want to go ahead and tell them about the bonus. And I have put the link in the chat room so that it's a live link, findaqualityman.com/Flora Brown. It's right there so that those of you who are ready to click can go there. But in the meantime, Lisa, go ahead with the bonus mentioned.
/ That's an issue with us over 50. I had to ask my kids, what are those 2 dots called again? Just to be sure it was a colon. And I always say / but it's really / Yeah, it's a 50 issue. Okay, so this is your exclusive fast action bonus. It's available only to those of you on this webinar, and you have to act by Friday at midnight. So get peace of mind and learn how to feel safe dating again. This is huge. A lot of women do not feel safe online, and they worry. Well, now you can, because I interviewed a wonderful woman named Sandy Hart of checkoutadate.com. And in this interview, it's over an hour, she talks about meeting men meeting men online can be scary for most of us. So in her eye-opening interview, she's going to give you the exact dating advice you need for dating safely as a woman over 50. And this is huge. This is like a not-to-be-missed interview filled with everything you need to know, how to feel safe meeting any man, whether online or even in public. And so you can only get this if you act by midnight on Friday. And Flora, you're going to give the URL.
Yes, I'll give it again.
So this is
http://www.findequalityman.com/FloraBrown/. And it is in the chat window. Just click it there. It's live link, and click it. It'll take you there. You won't have to even leave this webinar to get there.
Yeah, and so it'd be great, you know, if you really are serious about dating, it's great to get over there and get that, because it's really helpful in helping you find a quality man. It's 12 years worth of experience. You don't need to do 12 years worth like I did.
That's right. Thank goodness we don't.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lisa. This has been amazing. I learned something new today, too. And
good.
even though some of
Good.
these things I already knew. So I want to thank all of you who have attended. I want to also thank all of you who registered, because those who registered, whether they were able to attend live or not, will also be getting the replay of this. And those of you who were here live, of course, now you get to listen again and make sure you got those notes just right. But most important, take advantage of this offer, because not only is the price right, but the bonuses are tremendous. I want to thank you, Lisa, for making time to be with us. And we know you have a great reward waiting for you.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
And thank you, Flora, and thank all of you for being out there. And if I can help you in any way, feel free to contact me at lisa@findequalityman.com. And you can ask questions there. You can go take a look at the website. There's all kinds of things there. So,
I'm going to put that in the. I'm going to put that in the window too. Findequalityman.com. Okay.
Lisa at findequalityman.com.
This is Lisa's email. Lisa@findequalityman.com. For those of you who want to email her. Thank you.
Thank you.
Much. And
thanks, Flora. Thank you all out there.
All righty. Goodbye, and thank you all. Goodbye.
Bye.